Hey guys, it's Bishop here, back with another video, and before we get to it, I want to say, sorry if you guys see a bird cage, in the back of my room. I'm planning on getting it out on this week. Sorry I just couldn't get to it today. Today we're gonna be making a video. I kind of want to making it for a while now, so let's get into it. So recently I've been thinking about Stanley Cup contenders, and one Stanley Cup contender I've been seeing recently, not recently, but for a while now, are the Colorado Avalanche. Now, I want to talk about why, in my opinion, I do not think the Colorado Avalanche are a Stanley Cup contender. Not a Stanley Cup contender, they are, but won't make the Stanley Cup finals and will fall either in the Western Conference finals or the second round. First things off, goaltending. While I do think Phil Grubauer is a solid goaltender, is the exact issue that a team like Carolina had. A average goaltender at best, and sometimes a goalie who really who hasn't had some of their best postseason runs, as most of the time with him, they get knocked down to the second or first round. I do think the Avs really need, one thing for the Avs, if they want to make a deep playoff run, is either Grubauer playing excellent, or if you need more of a playoff goaltender, someone like, oh god, I can't give you a good example. But the Avs definitely, I think, need to fix some problems in net. At least get a new backup. So, goaltending is the first issue I have with this team. Second is defense. Apparently, this is not an issue for Colorado Avalanche fans, or people say the Avs are Stanley Cup contenders, because apparently the defense is fine, which I don't get it. You have Cale Makar. Really, that's it. Makar, maybe Eric Johnson. The issue here is they have no defensemen who really are top four, already playing on a top four. Yes, I do think Boom Bottom has the potential of being a top pairing defenseman, but no one has that top four vibe to it. I think their defense is very weak. I think they have a very weak defensive core, as Cale Makar is definitely their best defenseman. While Makar isn't bad, you can't carry your whole blue line, which I definitely do think the Avs need to trade for a top four defenseman. Eric Johnson is not cutting it. Any of the defensemen really isn't cutting it. They have a weak blue line, in my opinion, and they need to fix that up, because a blue line can be very important. Sorry, guys. About that long pause. A blue line is very important, and for them only having one superstar defenseman, being Makar, they really do need another top pairing defenseman, or they're really not going to do that great. Pick up someone who can play that top four role really well. They're not Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's old. He was drafted in 2007, I think, by St. Louis. And really, he's been serving your top pair defenseman for so long. And they really need to fix the defense. I think out of everything. The goaltending, I think, can wait until maybe the off seasons or next season. Defense, you gotta fix right now. Since you already stay in the Cup contender, you gotta fix the defense first. So, sorry about that. If you're playing a stacked offensive team like Vegas, Toronto, Edmonton, playing them at all, your defense is going to get burnt. And they're not going to be able to catch up to guys like McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, Tavares, Marner, or, quite frankly, a couple players in the Golden Knights. So I do think the Avs need to get a top pairing defenseman that can play really well with Makar. Kind of more of a defenseman, because I think Makar is more of an offensive defenseman. But they definitely get that blue line a little fixed up. Third reason, depth. They really don't have too much depth besides their top six. Top six is good. McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Godfrey, Burakovsky, and Saad. I had to think there for a second. Well, those are great players, and I really do think they are good, and nothing has to be changed. Oh, the bottom six? Who is really good in the bottom six role? I'll give you a really good team, in my opinion, that the Avs should really learn off of. First one being, obviously, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have some of the best depth in this league. They have incredible depth. Even without guys like Kucherov, Stamkos, and Cirelli, and without Kucherov, they still have depth. They're still a really solid team without their superstars. I'm also talking on the blue line. Then if they lose Victor Hedman, that'll be an issue. But I really just do think that we have to need a little more depth on the bottom six. They fix up the third line a little bit. And really, guys, they don't need to change anything up on the top 6. I think the top 6 is really good. I really like the top 6. I like Burakovsky, I like Kadri, I like Sai, I like Granton, I like Landeskog, and I like McKinnon on those lines. I think they're really good. I think they're really good lines, but you can't just rely on those lines to score and those lines to help you out on defense. You need to get some more depth. You need to fix up your defense and get another backup, because the goaltending tandem you have, sorry about that, it's not the best goaltending tandem, which is going to suck if you're playing an offensive team like the Leafs, the Oilers, Golden Knights, Canadians, Blues, high offensive teams who can score. And if they're not going to realize that they need to fix their defense, or at least their bottom 6, because their bottom 6 isn't that good, or their goaltending, they're going to lose again. Which sucks, because if you really think about it, they're wasting Nathan McKinnon's prime. If you really think about it, if you really think about it, they never made it to a Western Conference Final with Nathan McKinnon with this team. Well, I do get it, without Duchesne, they've been doing pretty well and making the playoffs, but they're wasting McKinnon in the sense where they haven't won a Western Conference Finals, have been getting knocked in the first or second round, and besides that, McKinnon has nothing else to show for it. He's only made it to the second round and never has gotten to the Western Conference Finals. For my opinion, I think he's like an Alexander Ovechkin before 2018. You see, before 2018, Ovechkin barely could make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but in 2018, he would win the Stanley Cup. Nathan McKinnon, he hasn't made the Western Conference Finals at all for the Avalanche, which is going to be a big issue for him. Because I do think he's the top player in the league, but gotta show it. Well, yes, hockey is a team sport, and yes, I do know the Avalanche have horrible injury luck. They just had horrible injuries, especially during the Dallas Stars series. Man, they took so many injuries in that series. But they lost to San Jose. They just kept on. In 2018, they lost to Winnipeg. No, they lost to Nashville in the first round. Nashville. So let that sink in. Last 3 years, Predators, Sharks, Stars. Think about that. Just think. Yeah. Are you kidding me? The Avs are a really good team. They are a cup contender, but do you really think that team's going to make it because of their significant lack on defense, their not so good goaltending tandem, and their heavy top 6? They need to make a trade for a defenseman or a signing. They're not gonna, I don't think they're going to make even the Western Finals with this team they have because they're lacking in very vital areas. Again, that's their biggest issue I think the Avs are having, or their defense, or goaltending. They definitely need to improve that bottom 6, or else they're just going to get completely burnt. Especially when guys like, if they play Edmonton, and Connor McDavid's going to have a field day against their defense. Connor McDavid's one of the fastest players in the league. He's going to zoom right by Erik Johnson, zoom right by Kyle McCarr, go on a breakaway chance, and do a little bit of forehand backhand on Philip Grubauer and most likely score. Against those great offensive teams, like the Toronto Maple Leafs, which I do hate the Leafs, but Matthews, Tavares, Martner, Nylander, they can burn their defense. I do get McCarr is great, he never play lockdown, but as you gotta see his issue, they really don't have anybody else. They gotta trade for another top 4 defenseman. They gotta trade with a decent guy who can play with McCarr. Not even good. Decent. I don't like Erik Johnson as their top pairing. I really don't like any of the other defensemen as their top pairing. Again, Bowen Byram at this point in time has potential to be their top pairing. Him and McCarr, which I really do hope so. I really like Bowen Byram, and I really like McCarr. I think those two are going to be great defensemen, and they're going to be a dominant force for the Colorado Avalanche. But they need defensemen. Horribly, they need defensemen. And I think the Nazem Kadri trade, while it was good, they need more defensemen. And losing someone like Tyson Barrie kind of hurt, especially without McCarr. So while I do think the Avs are Stanley Cup contenders, I don't even go that far. They have constant defensive issues. they have goaltending issues, and if they're playing against a team like Vegas, Toronto, Montreal, teams also have good goaltending, it can show that they can't score a goal if they need to, like Vegas last night. It was a 1-0 game. It was like Riley Smith scores and there's no other goals. Well, you can obviously say Marc-Andre Fleury had played spectacular. Colorado Avalanche could not score. So I do think the Avs are Stanley Cup contenders. I just do not think that they are. Like, they're going to be made with Stanley Cup Finals. And if they do, they're going to be playing against a really good team like, God, who am I going to say? Like Tampa Bay, Carolina, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Washington, Boston. Why would they play in the finals? Or Western. Or, like, they're gonna, if they're even doing Western finals, I don't even know if they're doing, like, Western Eastern divisions. The issue is, if they play a certain team who has a great goaltending, great defense, and an offense that can expose Colorado Avalanche defense, they're not going to be able to really do, they're not going to have the best series against that team. Almost Nathan McKinnon goes off. Also, their defense really picks it up, and Philip Grubauer goes God mode, which I don't see it happening. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts and your opinion. Do you think the Colorado Avalanche are Stanley Cup contenders, or will you see them following in the first or second round? See you guys. Peace.